Oh, welcome back to Sorare Edge. Good to see some of my Patreon subs hitting some nice finishes in Limited Champion last game week. Could have been so much better if Freddie Peralta just had a decent outing all the way up to 23rd, even with the 7 points from the starter. It'll get better, and the reason I think it'll get better is because we're always looking to improve things here at Sorare Edge. I'm making some improvements to my prediction sheet. I want to go over a couple of those. But congrats to Zelko and Gus. I've got a Croatian guy and a guy from the UK winning money in baseball competitions. All right, love it. Growing the game internationally. Both of these guys told me they really have very little baseball knowledge, so it's awesome to see them winning prizes. So here's what I've added. Looking at 2024, we already have projections based on how these players have fared so far this season. And honestly, I like hot hitters, and this is a way early in the year to see who's hot to start the season, get those bats in your lineup. But I think we also need to take into account how these players have fared over the previous couple of seasons. And so today I've added every hitter that had 400 plate appearances or more in 2023, and every player who had 400 plate appearances or more in 2022. Here's how we can use this. When you subscribe to the Patreon for $5 a month, you get access to the sheet, all the projections, and you also get a gallery organizer tool. The gallery organizer tool lets you input all of your own players. You can put in their current season projection. That's on the 2024 sheet. All names alphabetized so you can find your players easily. So let's say we have a Josh Naylor card with a 5.5% bonus. And his projection for this coming week, Game week 9, was 29.07. But I don't want to just take this year's data. I want to look at last year's data as well, and the year before, because he's been around for a while. And last year, in his average 3-game game week, Josh Naylor would have put up a 24.92. So you can see he's off to a little better start than he was playing last year. We go back another year to 2022, 21.86. So although he's been hot to start the season, these last two will lower the projection. If you would decide you wanted to just go with hot bats for your 2024 projection when you were deciding who to fill in your lineups with, this is the tab that you'd look for, the L15 2024. This is the last 15 days. You just sort range, advanced sorting options after you click this box on the left that highlights everything, and that is just column A, B, and we're just going to do column A, B, Z to A, so we get the big numbers at the top. This tells you Gunnar Henderson's having a big couple of weeks. Ellie, Dalton Varsho, Ozuna, Tucker, these are your hottest bats right now. Game week 10 for these teams. Baltimore's got 4, so obviously Gunnar's projection is going to be really high. Most of these guys have 3. There are only a couple teams with 4 games in game week 10. A lot of good bats in here, a lot of people I'd expect to see in here, and then a couple of surprises. This may be where you can pick up somebody in a pinch that's hot, get them in your lineup. Just gives you a lot of strategic options when you're making your teams. And you can take this over to your gallery organizer sheet, and let's say you wanted to go with Josh Naylor's last 15 stats instead of his total stats for 2024. See how he's doing in the last 15. You can sort this sheet, and you can do all this with your comment or access. Sort range, and we're just going to sort column A to Z. Just make sure you have everything selected. Find Josh Naylor. Here he is, 25.15 over the last 15 days. And when I put that in, it will change his total projection, give you a good idea what you have. And if you don't want to use the 2023 or the 2022 data, you can just delete these, and it'll go with only what you have for 2024. The way the formula is written, if there's nothing in these columns, it doesn't calculate anything. If you were to add something to these columns, this number will change. Still working on getting pitching tabs built. Those should be up soon. We'll get you some information from 2023 and 2022 on both starting and relief pitchers. All right, well, best of luck this week, and thanks for watching. If you want to join us, Patreon links in the show notes. Click the link, send me a message, and we'll get you set up.